Is this working? I think it's working. Okay, so we should start now. It's the local time is like 7:26. Okay, I don't know what time is wherever you are. Maybe I should start this live stream just like I don't know, Heartbeast. I should say hello, my name is Benjamin, and wow, I forgot what he says. All right. Okay, so let's continue where we left in the afternoon. Okay, if you're watching this later, okay, there is a link down in the description below where you can get this file, the one I'm looking at right now. Okay, so let me show you what we got so far. We did this this afternoon, and yeah, don't mind his animation. He's like twitching there, but he's not going to do that for very long, since we are going to change that. Yeah, so this is a very simple code we did earlier. So you can leave the play area on the left. Let me just change his speed because he moves a bit slow, so he moves a bit faster. Maybe we can change this to a variable. Okay, so let me just go over here and add a new variable to this. This will be speed, player speed. You can call it whatever you want. Player speed equals maybe it's set to 1 right now, so maybe 5. Okay, so and instead of this we're going to use a player speed. Let me just make that shorter. I don't like big long variables. This is not Java. And Java is terrible for that. Let's see, maybe we can just call it p speed, or maybe just speed. I don't think there's a command called speed. Okay, speed lowercase, so that way we don't worry about uppercases and stuff like that. Sure, let's change this to just speed. Okay, and this will be speed instead of the number, and this too will be a speed instead of the number. Speed. And let's try this out. Now this should move a bit faster. Okay, so that's easier because now we don't have to change all of them. We can simply change this back to 1, and now we have full control of the player speed. See? So easy. Très facile, they say in French. So we're gonna set that to 5, and we're going to try to leave the play area. Can't leave the play area on the bottom. Oh, I meant to say the left, the bottom, and the right, and the top as well. So there you go. So that works fine. Let me see what we're doing today. So, oh yes, I forgot. I was supposed to explain what we're what are we doing. Okay, so he's twitching here like this. That's because we loaded this animation here. We have about 8 frames. I think we're going to need more frames than that, but so far we have 8 frames. Okay, this line of code here plays your animations. I'm just going to recap this for you very quickly if you missed the last stream. Okay, this is the animation number. This is the animation speed. This here is the range. This is playing frame 1 to 3, and this here is whether the animation is looping or not. So this can only go to 1 or 0. Okay, 0 meaning it only plays the animation once. Okay, now you can see that he only plays the animation once. Okay, so I'm gonna set this to 1, and let me just save that there. Let me show you the frames. Okay, we did these frames earlier, and I actually don't own the character. This is from Undertale, just to make that clear. Okay, the rightful owner of this is Toby Fox. I guess he owns the game. Actually, it wasn't ToyFax who did this. According to Wikipedia, it was a girl. I can't remember her name, but she's the one that designed these sprites. Okay. Now the original game was made in Game Maker, but we intend to recreate this in AppGameKit. Okay. And as I mentioned in the afternoon, one of the advantages of using AppGameKit is that you get the software once and you're able to export to Android, iOS, HTML5 and Windows, all for the same price. And yeah, another thing I like about AppGameKit is that this can run on very old systems, okay, because it wastes almost no resources. So if you have old cell phones and stuff like that, you can actually run this no problem. And you might even be able to run 3D applications from AppGameKit. Okay. So let's figure out how we are going to do the animations. All right. To do that, I'm going to use this code here from this example. Okay, this is the example we looked at earlier, and you can see that the character is able to rotate and play in animation. Oh. Somebody says I should be making my homework. It's time to hacer la tarea. Yeah, or deber, le devoir in French. Okay. So yeah, so let's get some of this code here. See what plays the animation. The animation is played by one simple line of code here. ¿Por qué veo esto en vez de Game Guru? Game Guru is awesome. Okay, so let's see. Which line plays the animation? The animation is played by this line here. So basically, if the animation is not playing, it will play an animation. Alright, so let's just borrow this piece of code, or código, le code en français, and we are going to paste it here. So now if you don't have this this code, there is a link down the description below where you can get it. Okay, so let me just paste this here, and let's see what this is all about. Okay, so this code basically says if this animation is not playing, animation 1, oops, 1, not 2, animation 1, which is this animation here. This is the sprite animation we're playing. So if that's not playing, we are going to play it. Okay, this is the speed we said, and this is whether the animation is looping or not. Okay. Okay, let's and this is why we have the comments down. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so we got so this is whether the animation loops or not, and this is the frame range. So let me look at the frames. When we are going down, we need frame 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I think they're in a very funny order there. We can probably fix that later. For now, we're going to use them like that. Let's see. Let me just take this here. I'm gonna cut this here. Let me just paste this. Where am I gonna paste this here? I'm going to repeat this a couple of times, so not to worry. Somebody says, me voy a hacer la tarea. Somebody says, I'm going to go do my homework. Alright. So let's paste this. Where are we gonna paste this here? This is for going down. And if we press down, there we go. So if this animation is not playing, we are going to play the animation from 1 to 3. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, he keeps playing the animation there. That's because at the beginning of the level we are playing the animation. So let's comment that. So that's not going to work right away until we press the key. Now he keeps playing the animation there, and the reason is because we don't have this set to we got this set to loop. Okay, so this will continuously loop. So let me just set that to 0, so it will play only once if the animation is not playing, which means that as long as we keep pressing the button, it will continue to play the animation. Now I really don't like the order of that, so that I think frame 2 should be frame 1, so I can probably fix that very easy. Simply switch the order, set this to 3 and set this to 2. That probably will look better. Okay, it looks a lot better. Yes, it does. Well, not perfect, but we can improve on the method as we go. Alright, so far we can't play an animation like that. So let me just copy this, the same code, which is, where was it? Is the going down animation. So let me just copy this and do it for the up key, and this will be right before the endif. Okay, paste it. Will be animation 1 if it's not playing. Okay, so now this time we're going to play which frames? We're gonna play frame 6 to 8. Alright, let's do that. Frame 6 to 8. So it's gonna be 6 to 8. I think my nose is getting better. I'm hopefully this is only temporary. Okay, so let's see. Press up. We can go up and down. So that works fine. Now we need to do the horizontal animation. Okay. We can do the same thing. So the only problem I see is that these two frames they seem to be identical. Okay. Let me just open Le Photoshop. And let me find that sprite. Okay, and we probably have one sprite there we can use. There it is. Let me just open one of the current sprites. Where is it? Le Frisk. There we go, it's this one here. We just need the size, so we can cut this frame here. So let me just copy it, and bring it over here. Now it's a lot smaller because I scaled this after. What size is this here? Let me see. This is a 65 watt, 6593. So I can probably, let me see. crop this and make it 65 on the width, so it will give me an automatic height. Oh, darn it, I meant to maintain nearest neighbor 65. I've said, I think. There it is, 65. And maybe flip this the other way. There we go. I think this should be only 1 pixel on the side there. It doesn't matter, I can just adjust it here. Oops. There we go. Delete that there. And I hope I didn't ruin the whole sprite that time. Let me do that again. Oh, actually I can't. Darn it. What did I do that time? Step backwards. I think I messed it up. Can you go forward? How do you go forward? Step forward. Oh, it won't let me do step forward. Alright, let's open that again. Didn't mean to do that. Now I have to do it twice. Here we go. See how fast I can do this. There is the sprite, and copy it. Actually, I don't need to copy it. Just crop it and set the width to 65, and it will give an automatic height there. Make sure that preserve hard edges is on, and that seems fine to me there, except for I want the box to be identical to the other. Okay, so same height. Am I losing pixels on top? I think I am. Might be. I'm not sure. There you go. Okay, so let me just save this as something else. Like, it'll be like F4A. Okay, so I know it's an addition. Let's see. Let's load that frame. Copy this, and let's load the frame. Okay, are we? The recorder crashed. LOL. I think we're back. Are we back? I think we are back. Can anybody hear me? Oh, there is Phil there. Hello, Phil. I think my nose is a little better now. Perfect. Perfect. At least we got I really don't know what happened that time. I have no idea. Maybe I closed the recorder by accident. Okay. So that frame is there, and I think it's there. We should have an extra frame here. It should be called 4A. Alright. Yeah, I think I might have accidentally hit the exit button which is kind of dumb. It shouldn't let you do that, but that's fine. Okay, so where was I? Oh yes, we were supposed to load this frame here, and yeah, we're going to play the frame. So that's frame what? That's frame 4 there. Yeah, that's frame number 4. So we're going to play that. I think I lost track of what I was doing. It happens to me all the time. I don't know why. Okay. Yes, we were going to do the horizontal animation. So let's do that now. Where's the horizontal animation? Move right, left. Where's the left? Okay, yes, we need the code first. Let's just copy the code. And let's paste it right under our moving code. And if the animation is not playing, then we're going to play the animation. Okay, this is the animation number, animation speed, looping equals 0, and we want to play frame. What was that again? We want to play from frame 4 to frame 5. Okay. Let's see. Frame 4. I think it's frame 7 then. That's the problem with naming your frames funny names. So he walks. Alright, so now we have a small problem. We can fix that. I give you a bug, thumbs up. Great, we have a bug now. Let's see. What I can do is I actually can simply just rename all this stuff properly. So we got F1, F2, F3, F4, this should be F5 really. F5, but if we then have a duplicate, so F5A. So F5 becomes whoa, this is gonna be confusing. So let's just name them all something else. It's gonna be A1, A2, and this will be wait a second. See, this is where we got confused. This is the stop frame there, so which means that we might need another frame. Copy this. I'm just trying to think that when he stopped, he needs another frame to another in between frame in between these two frames. So that will be yeah, that makes sense. So that should be A3. Hello, it's lively me otaku. Yeah, I watch anime too. Who hasn't seen One Punch Man or Attack on Titan? Pretty good animation. Okay, so I got A1, A2, A3, and this should be A4. A4. Now once this is done, you can use this for your animations. So then you'll have like a template. Let's see. So let's see. Let's load this again. Let's load the animations. So we're gonna load A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A5, A6, A7, and A8. And we have 8. Oh, we got like 8, 9. There we go. 5-bit. And Otaku. Yeah, I'm guilty. I watched Rosario plus Vampire. That was an anime from 2004. Oh no, now I'm going to get demonetized now for saying that. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Let's play this and see what we got so far. Oh no, line 52 doesn't exist. A5, line 52. We got it. A5 doesn't exist. We got A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Yes, that's true. We didn't label the rest of the frames. Okay, so let's do A5. And where's the next one? Let me sort this by type. Or maybe we'll go by name. There we go. Let's okay, so we got A5, and here is the problem. Okay, so this should be A6 right here. Perfect, we found the problem. We have found the problem. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes I wonder how I managed to make games. Which should be good for you, because if I manage to make games, then anybody can. That should be my slogan. Sort of like Gusteau in Ratatouille. Anyone can cook. And my slogan should be anyone can make games, or something silly like that. Yeah, it's gonna come out in my DVD. Oh wait a second, nobody watches DVDs anymore. I mean, Blu-rays are even disappearing now. Yeah. So this should be a what? So these two frames are almost the same, so I don't even think I need a frame. So let me just delete it. Not need it. So which means that for walking sideways you are only going to need A5 and A6. So let's fix the going up animation. So this should be A7, A7, and this should be, where is it? A7, and this should be A8. And this should be 8, 9, and it looks like we're going to have a, we're gonna have to include a another 2 frames. Let's see. A9, because it will play this, then this one, then this one, and it can't come back to this one because that will look silly. So you will need another frame. It should be A A10. So that will go from 9 to 10, and then back to 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's gonna keep looping. So we have a total of 10 frames. So let's add one more frame. I really like the animation system. It's actually very simple. I also like the sprite idea. It's just a bit more confusing, and that's not the only way you can load sprites in AGK. There's like 3 ways. The other way we seen the other day with the text file, that was interesting for sure. Somebody says, Otaku says he's trying to learn GML, and he's used drag and drop before, which is fun. I find AGK very simple. I mean, it's very similar to yeah, it's very similar to Game Maker Studio or almost any other programming language. Actually, it's almost like a simplified version of C#. Okay, so it's just a matter, I guess, of learning the syntax and how things work. I actually don't know everything in AGK. As you can see, I make stuff in AGK by simply opening other examples. Okay, for example, I didn't know how to do this here, how to play an animation if the animation is already playing, and I found this piece of code there, so and it makes sense. So now I know where I can find a piece of code. Maybe I should start some sort of small library of code snippets. Okay, so let me try this, see what we got so far. Okay, that looks absolutely terrible. It's a nice effect, but that's not what we want. Okay, so let's fix that. Okay, so I had to randomly stop the microphone because noise. All right. So what we're oh yes, we were going to change the animations. Okay, so for going down, we are going to need these frames. We need 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's do that. We're going to loop this from 1 to 4. Okay, this is the looping equals 0, so that way it's not going to loop. Play it. Okay, it looks terrible, but that's fine. Let me just change the animation, the walking speed, to maybe 2, so it will look more normal. Okay. All right, we can improve the animation, but that's what it's doing. It's actually playing the walking animation. You can probably do a better job at that. Let's see. Now we need the walking up animation, which begins at frame 7 to 10. Okay, so let's do that. 7 to 10. So where's the walking up animation, which is over here. Now this looks intimidating at first, but it's actually quite simple. This is the sprite number. This is the animation speed. This is looping, yes or no, 1 or 0, and this is the range. So here we want to play from frame, oh crap, I forgot already. It's from frame 7 to frame 10. There you go, shave it. Now when I press the up key, it's going to play those frames. There you go. Now we want the same thing for the horizontal animations. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's find the code. That should be on the X. We did this code earlier. If you don't have this code, you can download it from the description below. I don't know if the description is showing up there. Let me see if it's showing up. Maybe if I press enter or something, it will save it. Maybe say something like hello world, and maybe it will save. Okay, changes are being saved. Okay, so maybe, I don't know if it's showing up there now. So let me set this to, this should be from frame 5 to 6, so it should loop from frame 5 to 6, 5 to 6, and let's press play. That works fine. That works okay, except for he walks, he looks like he's doing the moonwalk. It'd be great if this was like a Michael Jackson moonwalk game, which he did. He had a game called Moonwalk or something. He was in the arcade. It's kind of lame, but it's kind of fun at the same time. It looks like we have to either create flip sprites, so we can flip the sprites ourselves. And I'm a big fan of not punching in additional lines of code. Maybe we can simply open these two frames, maybe make a copy of the frames. I'm sure there's a command there to flip the frames, but I am going to be lazy. I'm simply going to call this 811 and 812. There we go. So now we need to load those frames. Copy this here. I played a game last night. It was something sort of Solan or something like that. I thought it was gonna be awesome, but it turned out that the game is very repetitive. I passed like 10 levels and it was pretty much the same thing over and over again. I was like, wah wah wah. So we got those two frames now. We are going to load that for the left animation. Oh wait, we have to flip them first. I forgot that. 11 and 12 need to be flipped. Go over here and simply for image and flip it horizontally. Save it. I wish there was a quick button to repeat last command, kind of like Maya. You press yeah, I forgot. I think it's G. Yeah, G in Maya is repeat the last command, which is very handy if you're doing if you have a lot of menus, right? So we want to, for the left, we want 11 and 12. There you go. Let's see, let's press play. Go down, left. That works fine. Don't mind the terrible animation. I try to match it as best as I could. I think I'm going to bring in my own character after. Let me just copy this here, and this is the moving left, moving right I meant, and this should be from, oh I forgot again, terrible memory. I said and I keep saying sometimes I wonder how I make games. This should be 11 and 12. No, that's not it. That should be 5 and 6. Okay, 5 and 6. There we go. 5 it, and let's try it out. This should work fine now. Alright. Oh, it's not playing the animation. It's not playing the animation. How come it's not playing the animation? It should be from what are we doing wrong? Okay, because this is the moving up animation. Alright, so that's why. That's why. Wasn't paying attention. Move right. Here we go. That's the one. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up there. Let's paste this under here. And if you just joined in the live stream or you're watching this later, there is a code down the description below. It's on my website. You can download the source code we did this afternoon. This is part 2. See how far we can get with this. So this should be frame 5 to 6. 5 to 6. Save it. And this time it should work. Go left and go right. And that works not too bad. And we can't leave the play area. And you can't leave the play area on top either. Okay. Very, very good. Now, I want to add an obstacle here to like a box or something, so to show you how easy it is to create collisions here. So let's go to Adobe Photoshop and let's create a box. I like to keep this at 640 by 480 so I can get a sense of how big the object I'm bringing in is. There you go, there's a box for us there. Let's see this. Maybe we should give her some sort of pattern or something. Let's give her some flowers. Undertale is all about flowers. Is caps lock on again? Why is caps lock on all the time? I don't know. It just is. There we go. A pile of flowers. Frisk loves flowers, except for the first flower. As soon as the game starts, a flower tries to kill him, and then a cow comes over and saves him. It's a very good story. Now I've seen another game like that before, where you are not allowed. Well, not that you're not allowed to kill things. But at the end of the game, the player finds out he didn't have to kill anybody. The giants. I can't remember the name of the game. It's called Colossal or something like that. And that came out before Undertale. I wondered if Tobyfax took some of those ideas for his game. Maybe he did. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm sure it's not also an original idea. I'm sure somebody else had the idea before too. Everything seems to always be an idea of somebody else, and you sort of like take on that idea and improve it. Why reinvent the wheel? Okay, so maybe we can just copy one of these objects. Here we go. And we can call this image 5. Image 5. Let's just call it block 1. Well, it will be called block 1 here. Oh, yeah. Okay, block 1. Block with O, no, not black. So this will be image 5. image 5, and this will be block, maybe call it block 1 in case we need more blocks. Keep calling things black for some reason. Okay, and set the sprite position. Take the block, paste it here, and oh, this is the sprite color. We don't actually need this. We just need the sprite position. Let me see in Photoshop here. 640 by 480. So if you want to place this here, let me bring out my info box. So that should be roughly 5 on the X and 144 on the Y. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, whoa, I forgot that already. 5 on the X, 140, okay. 500, 140. I have a terrible memory, by the way. Okay, let's try this out. And there is our block. We're actually loading the wrong thingy there. What do we call our object? We just call it block. Let's call it the block 1. Okay. Block 1. There we go. And there it is. Just like we said was gonna happen. But right now we have no collisions. So let's assign a collision to this. And to do that, we simply are going to do the same thing we did for this. How are we going to do this? How to add an extra collision to that? There's our challenge. Maybe Sparckman can help you with. I know some GML. I think Phil knows more GML than I do. Let's see. How are we going to do this? We need a collision for that there. Let's see. I'm trying to think how we are going to do this. We can do a variable, or we can simply. I wish you could add like an array of objects. Okay. Otaku has also tried Unreal Engine 4. Yeah, Unreal Engine 4 is actually super simple, and it's actually easier than this. The only problem is that Unreal Engine 4 loves CPU speed. You need a very fast computer to be able to get stuff working on Unreal Engine, which is kind of sad. They should release a version that works with laptops. I mean, regular laptops. Okay, so maybe we can I can simply add another if statement to this. We're gonna practice with so many if statements. Or is there a better way, I wonder? Because then we have to do that for every other object let's see. I wish there was like an array of you could use here. Let's try a variable. Let's see if that works. Let's see. Sounds like making your own game engine. So we can call this variable if you're not colliding with anything on the right, on the let me see, on the down direction, no collision. No down collision. No uppercases, because no down collision. There we go. That's a long name there. So set that equals 0, and maybe we can do one for no up collision equals 0. And we can do another one, no right collision equals 0. So this will basically check if we are colliding with something, so it can disable the controllers when we collide with something. No left collision equals 0. So we can create another set here. If we collide with block 1, okay, then an if first, then we can set oh, wait a second. That's probably not going to work. Because that's going to do it for all the directions. I will disable every direction. Let me see. I'm just trying to think of an easy way so we can do this. Because right now we got collisions with the walls. Okay. And now we could hard code the collision for that one box, but for every object you bring in, then you will have to have the same code. You have to keep repeating the same code over and over again. So what can we do? Trying to think. For now, let's just add it as a as an if statement. See if that works. That's gonna welcome to the messiest code you have ever seen. This will be block 1. I wonder if that's going to work. So that works fine, but it doesn't work on the left. But the field say you can do that in educate, and you can say the child of every object. Oh yes, that's true. You could do that. I'm gonna have to check out an example how to do that, because I haven't done that yet. Right now I'm just being lazy, and I'm just going to add nest if statement inside if statements, block 1, and simply close the endif. Try this. Was that the left or the right? Okay, that was the I think that was the up direction. Yes, it was. Yeah, so that will definitely be better because that will make your code not so crazy. Okay. So yeah, so that's that. Let me just remove that for now. We're going to have to find a better way to do that. Now I'm trying to set it up that is simple to understand. So especially for people that don't know AGK, and I'm new to AGK too, and I don't use it a whole lot, but so far I like it. Let's see. Take out those no, this is a good idea here, but I don't think that's going to work. Now this also supports raycast. Okay, so that will be another way to do it. Let me just, I think there's an example of raycast here somewhere. Let me just open it and see what that looks like. I think it's under sprites. I think it's under sprites. Collision raycasting. Here we go. So this supports raycast. This is how I do collisions in Unity. I actually simply use raycast to calculate the distance from objects, and if I'm like 2 pixels away from something, then I trigger a variable, like example ground, meaning I'm on the ground, so then the object stops. So this is the example of raycast. So AGK can do a raycast. Okay. I'm not familiar how this works. Okay, here's the example. So I guess if the distance it's like super close, then you can probably stop the trigger disable the controller. I mean, so yeah, so that probably will work. Disable that. But anyways. So we did get the animation working, and I will leave this code down the description below if you want to play around with it. Okay, actually I should just it's not that much code. Actually, it's only this code here. Maybe I can paste it here, or just leave it. Maybe I can paste it from here right now. Let me see if it will let me paste it. This is the code I used. Copy this and we call it example code added in the evening. There you go. Hopefully it will let me paste it. I think it did. There we go. That should be now under the description below there. So this is the only code I actually added this in the evening. Wow, what a productive evening this was. So yeah, so let me just take out that box for now there. I will load that later. And let's see what we got so far. And this is what we got from this live stream. Okay, we got our character to play animations when you press a key. Okay, the code is down the description below. Okay, so that's it. I think I'm going to work on the on setting a system so you only have to punch in the code once instead of assigning the collisions object by object, which is kind of a pain. Okay. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, try this out. Educate, it's a lot of fun. It's one of the newest languages out there, and yeah, I think I like it just as good as Game Maker and Unity. Did I say thanks for watching already? I think I did already. I have a terrible memory. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll probably be back later. I'm just gonna find a game to play or something. Peace. Later, Phil. And Otaku. I think is it Otaku? Yes. And Sparckman out.